I'm on a date tonight, so I'll have to just flip it good. No, I'll just do it in front of her. She don't need it.
Going! He's kept going! He scored! Oh, Stockport pressure. And the header into the back of the net! It's Palmer! Armstrong, played in the game. And a superb goal! Johnny did it! Lisa! Rose tries to get the ball in. Wilkinson!
It's a 5-star performance from Stockport County.
All right, we got a small house, but we got a big bloody heart, I tell you.
Don't see people eating oranges anymore. Really weird. Hello and welcome to the 98th episode of SK3 TV, the show for the thinking county fan, as long as what that county fan is thinking is, oh, you know, with all these injury problems over the last few years, it's just really good that our defence has pretty much stayed steady. Oh, God. Yes, every week we are reacting to whatever has happened in the world of county and in SK3 generally. And this week it's a 6th Wembley defeat. Possibly a record breaker. No, it won't be a record breaker because there'll be teams like United and Arsenal and Liverpool have probably lost more because just by being there more times. So it's fine. We're not that bad yet. Yes, every Sunday normally between 8 and 9. This is our final oddly scheduled show. We're back to Sundays at 8 PM from next week with me, Nick, and it's Dave. Hello, mate.
Hi, mate. What have we been now? I think we've been Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday is what we've been on this podcast recently. So it's
we have, haven't we?
We have. So we're getting in the schedule, getting in the Dave Chalmers schedule. But yes, hello. What a lovely weekend was had by all. Football.
It was a lovely weekend. I think that we should. Cause, I mean, we were discussing in the green room before we went live. We were discussing. I sounded like such a wanker calling it the green room. Then we were chatting before we pressed the button. There we go. Dumb it down. And we were saying it'd be good to pick out the positives, and that is certainly one that people do seem to have had a really good time, and that does make me happy.
It was brilliant. As first time me going with any of my offsprings. It took Lily and Oscar, I think. I sent you the video, didn't have them walking out into the stadium, and Lily especially just couldn't believe it.
It got a bit dusty in the pub.
Yeah, it was just amazing. But the whole day, you know, we'll get onto it. We're celebrating a goal with them. Just being able to say I've taken them to county and they've been to county or to Wembley. Sorry, it was just brilliant. And also, I've noticed in the comments, Ian Howard, we had a lovely chat before the game. He introduced himself. He had lovely things to say about the podcast. So. Nice to see you again, Ian, and nice to meet you on Sunday.
Excellent. It makes it worth it, doesn't it, when people are nice?
Yeah.
No need to be a dickhead. Not in public, anyway. Just do it privately like we do.
Yeah.
Way to do it. Yeah, it does genuinely. There's one person I hope didn't have a nice day out, and that's the fella on the club's gallery wearing a Man City shirt.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
Just when you think the whole turning up at a county game and another club's thing has peaked. I mean, I thought it peaked with that Hartlepool playoff game where there was a lad in limited tickets and was a lad in a City shirt in the railway end. I thought it had peaked then. But then, it's a long way to Wembley. It's a good 4 hours, best case scenario. He sat there in a City shirt for 4 hours.
Somebody's been with him as well. All of his friends in county shirts, and they must have
multiple people.
Yeah,
don't get it. That just very weird. And then the fact that the club have posted the gallery and been like, yeah, we'll leave that one in.
Yeah,
we'll
right at the end as well on it, I think. But I bet they thought people won't get this far.
Especially when
pictures, by the way, and I'm not on a single one. Bloody unbelievable.
I wish you were, because then I might have recognised someone. It's like NPCs. They've just spawned into being. Good on them as long as they're not wearing City shirts, I say. It was the same when I was at Bolton last Monday. On the concourse for the upper tier, did not bump into one person I recognised. I was like, weird, very strange.
Yeah.
But we need to fill them.
Really so successful.
We need to fill them extra seats that are definitely coming soon.
Yeah.
So
We do.
we need to do that. Right, tonight we are going to mostly talk Wembley. Obviously, there's some injury stuff that's arisen from the casserole of nonsense that was that afternoon. So we will discuss that and what it broadly means in terms of the rest of the season. Quick trust exercise before we do some admin, Dave. Would you be starting Kyle Wootton at centre back on Wednesday night?
No, I would not. No. Thank you.
No, you wouldn't, because you're a normal fucking person with a brain in your head. Right, thank you.
That now.
Let's just nip this in the bud. Playing emergency centre back for 10 minutes against a team that are sitting back is not the same as playing centre back for 90 minutes against a team who are going to play like a normal football team who's trying to get a goal and win a game. I think
can we also point out, while he did a great job filling in, he did so well. He won some headers. That's just what he did. What he
the one thing you can rely on him to do.
But he didn't do any last-ditch tackles, any emergency defending. He didn't have to, but a few headers. I'm not having a go at him here, but the way he's being spoken about is like he's just done a John Terry for 90 minutes.
And the whole yes, exactly. And I've seen it's all well and good. You know, one person saying it is like a joke, but then multiple people are saying it earnestly. I mean, well into the double figures.
Yeah.
People saying, well, he showed the rest of our defenders how to defend.
Dave Challoner said it.
Which is bollocks, because we're pretty much guaranteed. I like to think now, because I've not actually watched the interview, but from what I think it's a case of it being hard to detect sarcasm. Because Sam Burns mentioned before that the tone doesn't really come across in his tweets. So by the sound of it, it seems as though... But people are saying it seriously, like, he showed our defenders how to... It's like, well, we're already pretty much guaranteed a playoff spot with games to play, and we've just been in a cup final. So don't go suggesting that the defence are absolutely shit. I mean, don't get me wrong, they've been very sloppy, particularly in recent weeks. But don't start talking as though the defence are shit. Come back next week and say the defence are shit, because it may well be, because fuck knows who's going to be in it. Vernon Bear limbering up as we speak. Like, it's just mental. But we'll get on to all that very shortly after a bit of the old admin. Yes, we are, of course, brought to you in association with the Blackbird Group on the pans, with Blackbird Kitchen at Gorilla Manchester, on the fryers at Len's Chippy Royalston, and also we've got the newly relaunched Blackbird Burger at the same venue and on Just Eat. Also, while you're watching, please feel free to hit the thumbs up, to like, rate, review, subscribe on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all of that. It makes a big difference. And follow us across all the socials and all the socials, the good ones and the rubbish ones. We're on them. We are on them. Right, we've put it off. We should. I mean, we'll start chronologically. So I finished work at 7 on Sunday morning. The plan was to get into because obviously we know that bar staff are incapable of working remote controls. So I thought if I get in the pub for like 11, 12, then there's a good chance they'll have worked out how to get it onto the right channel before. You know what? I was assertive, Dave. I've become more assertive recently. I've done meditation and shit. I've read books. I'm like, you know what? Let's be more assertive. So I did it. Walked in the pub, ordered our drinks. I was like, I've a non-alcoholic lager for the lady and a glass of fizzy pop and a bag of crisps for the child. Sorted, done. I was like, are you? I just had a pint of water, mate. Not made of money. No, I'd started with a pint of Madri. Official sponsor of the men's. It is the official beer of Madrid as well. Yeah. Like it says it on the glass, El Alma de Madrid. So
Rudin Burton.
So, no, it says Madrid on the can, Dave. It says El Alma. It's got a picture of a little man from Madrid. What more proof do you need? Don't fucking start with it. Yeah, I had a pint of Madrid to start with, and then I did like because they had a few like interesting like craft beers on and stuff as some IPAs. So I did the standard thing of just trying a different pint every time.
It was like a beer festival.
It was like my own private beer festival, and I was gone by about 2:30. I got to because I'd had like 2 or 3 hours kip as well off the back of a week at work. I was like, oh
Yeah.
my god! But I was genuinely after all the ridiculousness of them taking tickets off sale very early
Yeah.
before.
Put them back on.
Yeah, and I started kicking up a fuss about that because I was like, well, I'd like the option to finish work. If I finish work on Sunday morning and someone says, well, I'll be driving past your work like just after 7, I'll come and pick you up on the way. Then I might have, probably wouldn't have because I was fucking knackered. But yeah, went straight in the pub. I said, oh, are you showing County after? She said, what time's it at? Is it 2 or 3? I said 3. She said, yeah, we're showing it. I was like, well, I'll be in that room. Gestured to the big room, the main room, where any self-respecting football fan would want to watch their team. I thought, right, I know what game's on at 4:30. I know who's going to walk in here, and we're having that room. We're having it. Plonked myself down. About 20 Rangers fans in there watching the Rangers game. So I was like, I'm with my people here because because the Rangers County thing is a two-way relationship.
Absolutely.
They definitely did not naff off as soon as the Rangers game finished. They definitely did not all pour out of the pub en masse. Not at all. No. I had to jostle for seats. Oh, it was awful. So they went, and I felt powerful, Dave. I felt like I'd made change happen.
Good.
And then it got really annoying because no City fans walked in and tried to claim that room. I was really pissed off. I do think it might be more of a United pub than a City pub, the Alex.
And maybe it is just a county pub.
Maybe it is. Maybe people are finally learning. And then there's a few county fans popped in and they couldn't get a seat. I was like, well, these Rangers fans will be off in a minute, so just knock around. And then so we had a nice little county room.
Nice.
Yeah, it was good. Wasn't rowdy enough for my liking though. I wanted it to get a bit.
Yeah.
I suppose there'll be exceptions, myself included, but there'll be people who are just watching it in the pub because they're not as arsed. It's probably not as important to them. Or maybe they had prior engagements, you never know. But people had fun. And I think we discussed it last week when we were talking about Chesterfield in that FA Cup game at Chelsea. Any sort of, if it's a big game, so a big game where it's a free hit, essentially, where it doesn't really matter if you win in the grand scheme of things. So I'm not talking your playoff finals. I'm talking the game we played on Sunday. I'm talking away to a big team in the FA Cup. If you're going to have your one goal, you want it to be how we had it on Saturday. You want to have at least that moment of going ahead.
You do. I said that at work today, actually. We just tried it just before, didn't we? I think Wootton had played a ball over to Sidibe.
Yeah, it's just slightly to the left.
Yeah, didn't quite make it, and then Odin bed. But let's go back to whatever day the last podcast that we did last Monday was it? What doesn't matter.
Tuesday.
I said Luton's backline aren't very fast. Wembley's a big pitch. Let's go over the top in the channels. Let's go score some goals. So they did that first, and didn't quite work out, but the intent was there. Then Bailey's put a beautiful ball over. Sidibe's put a shot away that reminded me of Paddy Madden hitting it into the ground, bouncing into the goal. Yeah. Sending us all into raptures.
Not Crankshaw, no.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Fuck him. Oh, shit. Yeah. Bollocks. I've had all day to research that as well, haven't I? But anyway, whoever it was. Where is he now? Bloody Elstringham. And then, Wembley was it was an unbelievable atmosphere from then on. It was brilliant. But yeah, and then we decided to stop with the long balls over the top that were working. Which,
as you know, has been my pet hate for so long. The last 3 or 4... Since we've been back in the league pretty much, we'll find something that works and then feel like we're cheating by doing that. Like you know when you can find them game-breaking formations on Football Manager where no matter what players you plug into it, you just absolutely piss the league all the time. Yeah. And then you feel bad. You're like, no, it feels like I'm cheating here, so I'm going to change to a tactic that can be exploited by the computer. And that's how it feels. That's constantly. It just feels like that's what we do. Because we were getting so much joy. Obviously, we'd had the one occasion where he almost got in. If the ball had been a bit better to him, then he'd have been in. And then the goal. And then I don't think we did it after that.
No, we didn't do it after that. We started to play football in between our area and the halfway line and just invite all the pressure that came with it. The first half had everything really. Potential red card, which I think would have been if it wasn't offside, which I've not seen back since. I don't know if it was offside or not, but it
Well,
was
that's
Joe
two potential
Simpson,
red cards then.
Paul Simpson's son, was the one who flagged that one offside. And then the other one, Ethan Pye. I'm not sure Ethan Pye's was a red card.
No, he's going wide.
I think he's going away from the goal.
Yeah.
And the referee's getting a lot of grief, right? I think he was in a tough position because you're at Wembley. The last thing you want to do as a referee in any big game, I refereed, I was part of the refereeing group that involved me, my dad, and my brother for the East
1976 FA Cup final.
East Manchester Cup final. It was at Cheerleaf Nomads. The last thing you want to do is ruin the game of football. And what the ref did on Sunday was let the game flow. If he'd have given all these things, all we'd be hearing now is, oh, he's making it all about himself. The referee's the referee's that.
Oh, he thinks he's paid to see him.
Yeah, exactly. And I just think he allowed the game to be played how it should be. Let things go. He didn't give one side one things, but not the other. He let it just play. And he made the game what it was, to be fair to him. I think he did really well.
And it was, I mean, still waiting for us to consistently look like a promotion chasing team, despite the fact that we quite clearly are one. But it wasn't a bad game of football. I mean, I'd imagine neutrals would be watching it, saying, coming away from it, saying, "Oh, it was a good game." I don't want to use the cliche, but it's a good advert for League One, and it's just were you left feeling though, Dave, that sometimes with these games you can say like, "Oh, it's a phrase that boils my piss and makes my shit itch," but they left it all out there. Oh, they couldn't have done any more. And I will always feel that, yes, we absolutely could have done more. Starting possibly from having that right back that we hung our hopes on for over 6 months. Maybe put him in the team. Regardless of whether you rate him or not, he's a right-footed right back. It blows my mind. Really
what did we
does.
say last week? We didn't want a left footer at right back. And unfortunately, the first goal, we were proved to be correct. I mean, Josh Stokes don't know what he's doing in that passage of play. And then, the ball's gone down our right-hand side. Oluwu, at the time, I thought he was partly to blame, but he's between a rock and a hard place. Does he go or does he leave the man free? And then the shot, I think Corey Adai, who's been really good recently, possibly should do better from there. But I just think it was a collective defensive cock up. I don't think we're going to fully blame one person, and then that set the tone then for the rest of definitely the rest of the first half.
Yeah, they seem to work out fair, whereas we work out a way to play that's successful for us and then stop doing it. Luton soon realised they'd get a lot of joy. I mean, I think they've known that anyway, because if they'd done any amount of scouting on our last few games, they'd have seen that Teo gets caught out of position in his natural position often. Yeah. So having him out on the right is just it was for that reason. I was very surprised when we actually looked decent to start with and went a goal up. But then, like you said, as soon as Luton realised that was the way to be successful, they just kept on doing it, and we had no answer for it. I don't know if it was nerves or what, but defensively we just looked so shaky. Just ridiculous. I mean, Ethan Pye getting, after having picked up in the last few weeks, we said, seemed to be getting back to that player, and then again him just trying to do too much again, like letting balls bounce, letting strikers get the better of him when he should be out muscling them, missing the header for their second.
What was he doing there for the second one?
I don't understand. It seemed like he jumped out of the way of it.
Yeah,
it was a very strange one. It's just, I don't know. But that said, at this point we were still attempting to play a bit more football. We'd had their keeper wiping Sidibe out.
Yeah,
which is one of the little laws of the game that have changed recently that people will continue to argue about, and people will get pissed off every time something happens like that. Because I mean, we've seen what happened with Van Dijk and Pickford. That was as a result of them letting and then
Brad Hills, didn't it, earlier this season?
Yeah, that's it. And it was the laws of the game are a bit vague on whether a goalkeeper can still be penalised for it. Because if a goalkeeper was to come, regardless of whether the play's been stopped for offside, if the goalkeeper was to come running out and give him a smash with the elbow into the face,
Then he
then
would get
surely, but because this isn't violent conduct, even though he was nowhere near the ball, and just
It's the
very
whole thing, though.
frustrating.
Why are you delaying the flag? I know they're told to do it, but when there's no VAR, because that's the reason they delay it, so they can go back and check it, finish the play, and then go back and check it. You're not going to go back and check it. There's no VAR there. Put your flag up if he's offside.
No.
And then I think they're towards the end of the second half, after they were 2-1 up, we've got a corner. They break. Ben Osborne, not sure what's going through his mind when he gives the ball away. And then all of a sudden, he turns into, I don't know, a Dave Philbin in a half-time race at Exeter and just flies down the half and comes up with a great challenge to a rousing round of applause, much like what Liam Hogan used to do every week. Give the ball away, but then go and smash a tackle in, and everyone goes, "Oh, brilliant." But I'm just thinking, here's an idea, Ben. Just don't give the ball away. And then we might be able to get away with things like that. I think the half-time whistle certainly came at the right time for us. If anyone was going to score another goal in the first half, it was going to be them. And then if it goes to 3-1 at half-time, then it's game over, isn't it? So I don't know what was said. I'll tell you what he did do at half-time, and I wonder if he did out of anger. He took his tie off and his waistcoat off.
He did. I don't like. I know it's a Wembley final and stuff. I don't know. I think managers should be one or the other. I don't like managers going from a tracksuit to a suit. If you're a tracksuit manager, you should be in a tracksuit. If you're a suit manager, you should be in a suit. Make your mind up. Jim Gannon, always a suit manager, and then National League North, he was down to the tracksuit.
Yeah. I do get it, though. Wembley final. Be interested, has he worn a suit in his previous Wembley visits? He must have. Whatever happened to a flower?
The one where we lost with
final.
Yeah. Why was that? Why was that? Why did it stop? What happened?
Just don't know.
So many questions. So mmany questions. I was not expecting that to be raised tonight.
In terms...
Oh yeah. Well, there's plenty. That's it. That's the sorts of questions that will arise from a Wembley trip. So half time, we were, I'd say surprised to not see any changes really. I think there could have been certainly an argument for doing something a bit more permanent at right back. Stokes, who you mentioned before, who I just really feel sorry for at the moment because he seems to be just getting not played in his best position. He's been shunted out to the left on occasion. We had Jack Diamond I didn't realise he was playing until I saw him walking off at half time. So he didn't even have chance to have one of those frustrating games where he constantly makes the wrong decision. He didn't even have a chance to do that because he just got none of the ball. He didn't seem to show for it. It's
hard to do on that big pitch.
Yeah. But that said, at half time, I didn't. What was it like for you? Because I didn't get a sense that we were completely out of it. I really did fancy us to come back into it. I didn't have that feeling of despair that I got in the final 10 minutes.
No, I didn't. But it suddenly dawned on me that after weeks of saying I'm not bothered if we win or lose, I suddenly found that I really wanted to win. Just on the first half, one more thing. We mentioned the minutes applause last week. And there was every single person home and away, in both the sides of the ground. Observed. I think the ref maybe even delayed the restart of play so the players could join in. It was really special. That was, because there were so many people there. It was really special. So well done to both sets of fans for that.
Absolutely.
The second half, Stokes had gone more central, playing in number 10, straight from the off in the second half, and already you could see that was where he wanted to be. He was all over the show. He gave us an Akil Wright moment where he's had a shot. We're just all waiting for the ball to go in the back of the net, and it never did. Went wide. And Forster, of what their keeper said, was the best save he's ever made from the header, tipping it onto the bar.
Up
And then
there
Luton
with
Derek,
Ben
once it-
against Carlisle in terms of Wembley
Yeah.
saves.
Yeah. What you would want when it comes down off the bar is, I'm not sure, maybe the ball bouncing to your number 9 with an open net, just to slot it in there. Nobody between you and the goal. Oh, but he's only gone and done an air shot. Couldn't believe it. And it was at that point where I thought, it's not happening here.
Yeah.
We've had 3 great chances from that point, and it just wasn't happening.
Yeah, it just seemed everything we've struggled with this season all just seemed to come together at points in that second half. Shaky at the back, more another season-ending injury. I mean, well, with Dacres Cogley as well, he obviously he's out injured and couldn't play on Sunday anyway, regardless. But obviously the talk is that we're expecting to see him before the end of the season. Let's just nip that in the bud straight away, shall we?
Yeah. Probably depends if we get in the playoffs or not, I would say. If we don't, which I think we will, but if we don't, I don't think he'll probably fit by then. But if we do get there, I think we might see him there. That's no inside information. That's just what I think.
Yeah.
I'll tell you who was good. Probably one of our most threatening players on the pitch, Malik Mothersill. So when he came on, he was fantastic. Every time he got the ball, tried to go forward with it, got some crosses in the box, played the ball into Stokes that arguably could have been a pen. Understand why it wasn't given. None of the players appealed for that, by the way, which I found really bizarre. We
seem to have gone back to that thing of being too nice when it comes to things like that. I know there's with Challoner as well as there was with Jim as well. There's an emphasis on fair play and stuff, but I think you need to use a bit of that sort of now, so that, get in the referee's face a bit. I'm not saying like shout abuse at him, but it certainly does help turn things with these decisions. The referee's going to feel under a bit more pressure if he's got a load of men shouting at him. Yeah. Can I enter a suggestion for the most annoying moment not just the most annoying moment of the game, the most annoying moment of the season for me?
Oh, yes, please.
Chasing the game.
Go on.
Chasing the game late on. Yeah. We bring on Lewis Bate in midfield.
How long's left at this point, sorry?
Oh, well, what I'll do, I don't want to...
I'll tell you, 2 minutes plus injury time.
2 minutes plus injury time to rescue your chances of winning this cup for the first ever time. He proceeded to go and chase after Ollie Norwood to get the armband.
He did.
Why? Just baffling. And I'm not using this as part of what is. Let's be honest, it's turning out to be a vendetta against Lewis Bate from myself. That's how it's starting to look. But just baffled me. That was the point at which I kind of like reached for my coat. I was like, right, we're going to be leaving here soon. That was the point at which I just thought, well, if that's what your apparent captain, if that's his first thought, was that him thinking? Was that him being like, well, if we win this, if we turn this round and win it, I want to be the one. I want to have the armband on in the pictures. Is it something as simple as that?
He does it every week, doesn't he? Whenever he comes on, he goes and chases Daddy Norwood to go and ask for his armband. I'm sure Norwood's not bothered by it either. I bet Norwood doesn't care whether he's got the armband on or not, because he just wants to get on with the game.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure we had a throw-in as well when he came on, which meant you're delaying us taking this throw-in. And I don't know if Barry came on straight after, but regardless, go and get yourself in position. And I tell you what, if we score, we'll all celebrate together. And then you can just go, yeah, I'll give us that, mate. Because you don't need it. But I would have been pissed off if we'd have won and then Bate lifted the trophy after playing what was it, half at Doncaster and then whatever it would have been at Wembley. They would have done one of them, wouldn't they? Joint.
Do you think there's a case, because obviously we've got the Alowu injury to contend with now, leaving, I mean, let's face it, it's a bit of a catastrophic set of circumstances at the back.
Awful.
Like, all these every single injury crisis we've had, we've normally managed to keep our centre-backs fit for the most part, or at least our first choice ones. Obviously, Connolly's out, and, well, we're not going to see him again because his contract's up in the summer. But now for Alowu to be out, we're down to one right wing back, we're down to 2 left wing backs, one of whom has played at left centre back this season and was still not chosen to play in the back line at all until very late on. Another left wing back who,
when you put in the top scorer, the league's second top scorer, in defence rather than Dodgson, who, all right, you probably don't want a back line full of left footers, but needs must. I'd rather have a defender there than Wootton, because we still continue to cross the ball in, but he's on the halfway line winning his headers. So yeah, just sends a bad message out, doesn't it? Personally, for me.
Yeah, it's going to be. I think of all the, I think it's starting to become clear it's going to be another big turnover this summer. You would think that the players we've signed over probably the last couple of summers will be deciding which ones to cut our losses on there. I think it's fair to say Mingy is off, given that he basically wasn't wanted back here after his loan spell at Crewe ended. By the sound of it, it was just a case of go and find somewhere else to play. So I don't think we're seeing him again. Fevrier, whether it ends up being Charlton where he goes, because he seems to be getting rave reviews at the moment from his sub appearances. He started on Saturday as well. Maybe, I've seen a few Charlton fans saying they'd happily swap him for Tanto. At the same time, though, I don't know if I'd want Tanto at this moment in time. I think Sidibe scored 8 in 16, by the way, which has gone under the radar. Because not all of those games were starts either. I don't think he's played 90 minutes in a single one for obvious reasons, because he runs himself into the ground. Yeah, but in terms of the summer, Owen Dodgson is going to be the most fascinating one, because we don't know for certain. People have said that Mark Stott has told them in corporate that we're signing him permanently in the summer. This was January. But then the fact he's not been playing at all would suggest, similar to Dacres Cogley at Bolton, apparently he was due either a pay rise or an extension after a certain number of games, which is why he got frozen out.
He left on 99, didn't he?
Yeah. So if there's something along those lines with Dodgson, then where he's got to play a certain number of games to trigger the option, I don't know. But it's going to be so, as Matt Bryan said in the comments, Dodgson and Onyango on a permanent. It's just nailed on that that's going to happen. And and there'll be some mental gymnastics for why they're actually good signings. So some people will be like, yeah, excellent signings, and this is why. You're like, no, everything last year has told us why they're probably not. What are we doing now in terms of defence, Dave? Where do we go from here? We could theoretically. I mean, I've looked into this. I think it might have been Spain. I think Spain at some point had 3 left footers in their back four when they won a tournament. But we could conceivably have a back four made up all of left footers, which could be a first.
Could be. I don't know. Is that our only option? Christy Grogan, is he left-footed?
I think he is. But I mean, he could have no feet, and we're going to have to play him.
Yeah.
We're going to have to have him hopping around on stumps. Just anything, because that's what it's come to now. Yeah. And Aldershot haven't exactly been keeping opposition strikers out with him in the team. Indeed, it's got to the point where he's not even a regular starter now. But that's what we've got. That is what we've got.
Well, we know that Eden can't start at right back, can he? On Wednesday, Roman Dixon, SMB84 says got to play Dixon. We have. But
it's got to be.
I thought we had to on Sunday. If we were going to, we would have surely.
Yeah. It's a damning indictment that he's looked at that. In training in midweek, they actually trained with Wootton at centre back, because it's not quite on a par with Adam Proudlock having a goalkeeper shirt made up for him. But I think it
almost is on par with that.
Pre-planned.
Yeah. Get him the number 5 shirt next season.
And do you think that also suggests that it is something we're looking at as for the rest of the season?
Well, Matt McNeil, if you remember, he played a game at centre back, didn't he, for cover, and then
Yeah.
went on to play a good number of games. I think it was actually when we got into League One. I think that's when he started to play centre back.
Yeah.
Michael Clark, when we signed him, Jim Gannon, he played. I think he played for him at Northwich as a striker.
Yeah, he was up front.
And
He
then,
scored 2 in that FA Cup game that they nearly won at Northampton.
That's
yeah.
right. Yeah. So it's happened before. It just blows my mind that he's a top scorer. He's going to be chasing the Golden Boot. The last thing you'll want, and anybody will want, is to be playing in defence. It's got to be a back four, though. That's for sure. What we just need to do now is we just need to go and play attacking football and just try and outscore the opposition.
That's all we can do. Just stick Wootton, Sidibe, and Tanto and Barry up top.
Yeah.
4 at the back. That's 9. 2 more to go. Norwood and Bailey, middle. Done, sorted.
There you
Easy
go.
this.
Problem solved.
It's easy. And I've not got a suit on. Well, Dave Challoner didn't by half time. Well,
Did
I
you
can
see I'm
imagine,
telling
though,
the Luton fan on top tier running from one side all the way around Wembley Stadium back to the other side of the Luton fans? I suppose he wouldn't have shown that on telly, would they? But it was brilliant. That was where it got to with about 10 minutes to go. That was that's what we were watching.
when that's your entertainment.
Yeah. I feel like that's the Wembley version of a pitch invasion because no one's getting on the pitch at Wembley. So they just ran through it. And then obviously the stewards are chasing them in and out of the chairs.
Brilliant.
When it comes to that being the highlight, it's a bit of an issue.
Yeah. But I mean, you can. But you've got to say, I don't think there's any. I mean, there's obviously the odd weirdo on social media and what have you. But for the most part, I think people seem to accept that Luton were just the better side. Done a number on us once again this season. In terms of the playoffs, then, assuming bookies have stopped taking bets on us being in them,
Which is balmy.
I think on account of the 2 games in hand, I think there's the expectation that hold my beer. So in terms of the, I was starting to wait, even though we should forget that we went into Sunday in fairly good league form.
Yeah, yeah, we did.
So let's remember that our league form, we have picked up again in the league. We are starting to look more like the team we're expecting to be. So let's remember that. There's a case to say maybe you can put Sunday down to the injuries. Obviously, some of the selections from Dave Challoner were, I don't think if he could have his time again, he'd pick Teo Eden at right back. I don't think if he was. I don't think he'd pick Roman Dixon either. That's the worry, though.
Don't know.
No, you're right.
It's all season we've said we don't mind too much if we go up. Then we change to really want to go up. But now I just really want to get in the playoffs.
But I mean, if we do, no matter how poor we've been for most of the season, by our standards anyway, you get in the playoffs. It's a mini cup competition. We've shown ourselves to be good at cup competitions this season.
Yeah. Just a shame the finals at Wembley.
That's the problem, isn't it? And I can't wait for that if we get there. So a Wembley final. If you're looking at the teams in with a chance of let's say Lincoln and Cardiff are the 2 going up automatically.
Yeah.
I don't think Cardiff are letting that slip now.
Are they playing tonight, Cardiff? Yeah, they're getting beat off Huddersfield.
Oh, I'll take it back. I might be wrong. So in terms of the teams that are up there, so as of right this second, the live table, Bolton 2-0 up against 10-man Stevenage as well. So as it stands now, the semis are Bolton, Stevenage, and Bradford against us. I mean, I don't like that. Don't like having Bradford in the semis. If we were to play Bradford or Stevenage in a final at Wembley, I'd fancy us, because these are sides that sit a bit deeper. We'll have to work hard to get a chance, but they're not going to be attacking as much. Bolton have got pace to burn.
Yeah.
Bolton are going to find space in behind us. So, don't want them. Bolton, if it was Bolton in the semi-final, I don't think we'd get past them. I think this run of ours has got to end at some point. Would have been better if we'd lost last week, in my opinion, just to get that done, get it out of the way.
Yeah.
I would just say, who would you rather? Who would you rather have? Is there any of those games that you actually feel comfortable with?
I'd rather have Stevenage at Wembley for the sole reason that we'd take more fans than them, I think. Where Bradford and Bolton will probably take more than what Luton did. And I just can't be asked with another few weeks of, your shit. And Southend have sold 9,000 tickets for their FA Trophy final today, and they only went on sale this morning. Just to go back here, Paul White said, interestingly, Challoner contradicts himself. Dixon was the one he wanted all summer, which is absolutely true.
That's absolutely it. It seems to be the case with a lot of the signings. Like, we've watched him for ages. He's been one of our targets. Like, we wanted him a year and a half ago. He went to someone else. We've had a chance to sign him. Here he is. And I mean, that was the line on Owen Moxon. And I still don't. That's still one of the biggest mysteries why that didn't work out. I just can't fathom that. And I'm really starting to worry. We'll be saying the same about the Josh Stokes move in the summer as well, because I think something needs to change there. I don't know. I think we didn't need to be getting the best out of him as we did when he first came. I want to stop short of calling the playoffs a lottery, because they're not, and that's just what stupid people say. But at the same time, there is that sense of form going out the window. Yeah, another player there, Malik Mothersill, is another one who was wanted. I never understood the Dixon thing anyway, because I mean he's played about an hour of men's football in his life at the age of 21, 22, and people expect there's a 6-month period of we'll be all right when Dixon comes back. That's that position sorted, and very quickly been decided that no. I mean, but to be fair to Challoner, he seems to have recognised it, because Dixon does get caught out of position and he does lose his man. Dave Challoner's obviously spotted that, won't play him. Teo does the same on the left. He has the same issues. Solution has been to play him higher up. You might. Dixon would probably make a very good winger. He probably would. An attacking winger going down the right, getting to the byline. But that's not really a luxury we have at the moment in terms of selection, is it?
There's zero luxuries in our selections at the moment.
No.
But I feel like we need to cheer ourselves up, Nick. So on Sunday, I bought one of these Wembley programme. I also bought an El Hatico, but I didn't see Des to get it off him, so I'm going to get that.
It's a very, very good read, El Hatico. Really enjoyed it. Well done to Des, because he got a lot of compliments from the opposition fans.
Yeah, and there's a picture of me, my brother, my dad's mate, in that, because he cut my dad out of the picture as well.
Deliberately,
so, Odin Bailey favourite things. So I want to see how well. It looks almost like a Nick Lee and Odin Bailey, Mr. and Mrs. How well do you know Odin Bailey? Now, this first question is going to.
How well does Odin Bailey know me?
Well, the first question, the answer to it is really going to piss you off. All right. So if the question is, and there's two answers for this one. Favourite player growing up. Who's Odin Bailey's favourite player growing up? Mid-20s, isn't he? So who's his early?
Mid-20s. Oh no, it might be just a bit. No, I was going to say Dele Alli.
No,
but no, can I have a clue?
One of them is quite arguably one of the best players there's ever been. There's an argument with two of them. They've won loads of Ballon d'Ors recently.
Oh, Messi then.
Messi, but the other one, you'll never guess his. Do you know the other one is? Diego Maradona.
Bellingham. Oh, really?
His favourite player growing up, the 26-year-old Odin Bailey, his favourite player growing up was Diego Maradona.
I mean, fair enough saying he's your favourite man. If you're born in the year 2000. Oh, right.
They were the two players I just love with the way they could do things. Next question. Favourite game Odin Bailey's ever played in?
There's going to be I bet it's like his Birmingham. Did he make a debut for Birmingham in the first team?
Yeah.
I would go for that.
Scored the winner against Birmingham. For Birmingham against Middlesbrough.
Oh, there we go. Yes, I thought it'd be a Middlesbrough because that's his boyhood club as well, isn't it? So
Yeah.
I didn't.
Favourite food?
I don't think he's played for any England. Favorite food? Oh, I think. Oh, see, yeah. Now I'm getting flashbacks to like Shoot magazine from like the 90s, and it'd always be like chicken and pasta. So I'm going to go down the chicken route. I think he's into a Nando's, but I don't think he gets chips. I think he gets the broccoli.
Well, that's a good guess, but it's actually curry goat is the answer for this one.
Oh, can I fucking say curry goat as well? I thought no, it's too out there.
Favorite thing about being a footballer?
The pussy. Delete that. Well, get rid of that. That was disgusting. That was an absolute disgrace. I mean, there's families reading it, so that's probably the real answer. But favorite thing about being a footballer. Oh, I bet it's something like. Oh, I bet it's something really tepid and footballery, like banter with the lad.
No, it was a politician's answer. Just doing what I love for a job. Now this one. Favorite thing about playing for Stockport County?
The fans. It's gonna be the fans.
The family feel to the club. Everyone's so close to each other. Favorite film?
Favorite film. Oh. Right. Do we have an era? Do we? What decade was it from?
Well, it's actually. I'm not really a film watcher. I'm watching Paradise at the moment, and that's unbelievable.
Michael Owen over
here. His favourite activity away from football?
Spending time with his family. Oh, it's a snub.
Playing golf.
Oh my god!
And favourite away ground he's ever played at?
Oh, that's. Ooh, I'm trying to think where else he would have played at Middlesbrough. Oh, at Birmingham, he might have played at the Stadium of Light, possibly.
No, it was a good guess. That Elland Road.
I knew it'd be someone in the Championship when he was at Birmingham. Yeah. Oh, I forgot Leeds were down there. You know, with them turning up at Old Trafford and getting 3 points, I just see them as an established Premier League team. You know, like the good old days.
Yeah, they were good
Funny
for them 3 points last night as well, weren't they?
Yeah, funny that, innit? Funny.
But it turns out Nick Lee does not know Odin Bailey.
No, is there another player in there to do this with?
Yeah. Let me just find it. I'm going to find Teo Eden.
Well, I'll answer one of them now. Question 1 will be, what's your favourite place? And he'll say about 30 yards ahead of where I should be. Proud of that.
That was good. If you had to pick the greatest sports person of all time, not a footballer, who would it be?
Oh, everyone says it. Michael Jordan or Muhammad Ali. It's going to be one of them
Bang
two.
on, Michael Jordan.
Always is.
I'm a fan of the documentary, it says.
Oh, there we go, yeah. And with Muhammad Ali, the people who say he's like the best sportsman ever have never seen him box and have just seen the famous interviews. That's it. Yeah.
If you needed some support, which teammate would you go to?
Well, not Ethan Pye, based on the way we've played last few weeks. Oh, just zingers. Malik Mothersill, because the mates
I would have
from
said
Peterborough.
that too, but no. Joe Oliwu. If you could take one attribute from a teammate and add it to your game, what would it be?
Positional sense from any player who has positional sense.
Ollie Norwood's free kicks.
Yeah, that's the answer. Yeah.
If you were looking for a fashion advice from a teammate, who would you turn to?
Odin Bailey.
So you do know.
Is it?
Yeah.
I know Teo.
If you were to pull a prank on one of your teammates, who would it be? And what would you do?
Oh, I think he would. It'd be Malik Mothersill, and he would cut one of the sleeves off his base layer again.
He says, Jack Diamond deserves a prank. Now, I think Jack Diamond is the last person in our squad who deserves a prank, but we'll leave that one there.
Yeah, we won't cover that.
And his car might have to go missing. That's what he said.
I mean, that's theft. That's not a
It
prank. That's actual theft. If he's got to do actual life admin and ring the police and stuff, what happened to just like putting cling film around the car?
Or hiding fish in cars.
Yeah, look at you, Paul Gascoigne.
And if you had the chance to relive one moment from your career, what would you choose? Now, I never know he did this, but it's a great answer.
Was he like? Oh, is it related to the club he came through the academy at?
No.
No, I thought he'd made his debut really young for like Chelsea or someone.
No. He won the Euros with England under 19s.
Oh, excellent! I didn't know that.
I didn't.
Oh, so, yeah, because he's a bit. What is he? 27, 28. So, yeah, it would have been longer because I remember Louis Barry and what have you playing for, like Barry and Fiorini playing for the England youth teams and what have you. But that would have been more recent. So, did not know that.
No. So that was a bit of fun on this Tuesday
That's
afternoon.
good. That's good. We need more of this. Right,
Maybe
get in
next
touch.
time I could ask you the questions. As in, what
Well,
you would do.
Yeah, you can do. Yeah, I'll have to have a think. But yeah, I can. Although my answers will probably change like every day. They always do. Still Huddersfield 1, Cardiff 0, and Bolton 3 up against 10-man Stevenage now.
Oh dear.
So, yeah. I think it's starting to look clearer who's going to be. I think most likely case scenario is 2 or 3 of the spots are done by
Saturday,
and
5
then
o'clock.
there'll be a couple, and then there'll be a couple of teams on the final day playing for the final place. But I think for the most part, do you set much store in where you finish? Because looking at our pass record, which obviously is irrelevant to this anyway, but looking at our pass record, it's mixed whether we have, depending on whether we have the home leg first or second, doesn't tend to make a difference to us.
No, but I'd like to have the home leg second. So
I would as well.
Feeling.
Yeah, that Salford one was great. That was just a great day. Really fun. Obviously the result helped, but yeah, another one like that.
I think
would
that
be
the
nice.
loudest I've still heard EP when Tanto scored. Or Stretton. Well, they both did.
Oh, the Stretton goal in extra time was ridiculous. Like, yeah, I was in the pop side for that, and the Cheadle was so loud, genuinely like the loudest I've ever heard it. It's fantastic.
And it shouldn't have been allowed. Sarcevic nearly kicked someone's head off.
Yeah. Me and Ben Walker did this on air ages ago, and we're adamant. The ref had his whistle to his lips.
Yeah.
And then everyone runs off celebrating. He's like, just bottles it. Like, say sometimes it can be all right when referees bottle a big decision. Sometimes it does even itself out. Right, on to tomorrow. Got very excited last night. Went into the coaching horses in Whitefield last night, and they had the Sky Sports sign up with all the live games this week. Mrs. Nick SK3 TV said, "Oh, County are on tomorrow night." And for a moment, I was like, "Oh shit, I'll come in and watch." And then I was like, "Oh yeah, it's Wednesday. It's Wednesday now. It's been moved." Cause, I mean, obviously, I couldn't have watched County tonight because we were doing a podcast, and we famously don't do it at the same time as County. Someone asked me that the other week. Asked if we. Sorry, I didn't catch your name because you left in the middle of the conversation. But someone did ask if we'd consider doing watch-alongs of games, and it's a flat no from me, I'm afraid, Dave.
Gary Neville might buy SK3 TV if that happened.
God almighty. Oh. I can't think of anything worse than people seeing me watching the game.
No.
People like watching me.
You'd have to fake a reaction.
Yeah, that's it. That's the thing you fall into with doing anything like that, as where you feel you have to. Nah, just be normal people, mate. Normal people. Anything else to cover ahead of the weekend and ahead of us wrapping up for the evening?
Very quickly, since coming live, the nominations have been released for our players of the season. So the young player of the season, I think that's going to be Ethan Pye still, or Brad
It's going to be
Toes.
the Ethan Pye Award.
But goal of the season contenders: Jack Diamond against Wickham,
Ooh.
Lewis Fiorini against Crewe, which I think was the League Cup.
Which I think was massively deflected as well, so that's out.
Ollie Norwood v Burton, free kick. That's it. Joe Assels against Wolves under 21s.
I'd be tempted.
Odin Bailey v Huddersfield, great goal.
Yeah.
Wootton v Port Vale. Oh, that was a good goal. I think Nathan Lowe assisted that one. Jack Diamond v Tranmere. Ollie Norwood v Tranmere. Ben Osborne v Doncaster, great finish. And Kyle Wootton v Plymouth, which I can't remember what that goal was like in the...
No. Well, I'll tell you for now. I won't be going.
Great, it was a good goal.
Yes, the home one the other week. Yeah. I will not be going for a free kick as goal of the season. Don't live my life by many rules, but that's one of them.
Maybe Odin Bailey at Huddersfield, because it was an important goal as well. At 10 men as well.
Yeah, and it'd be nice to see Odin Bailey getting his plaudits as well. Is Odin? Yes, he's certainly going the right way about it if he wants one. Is he a contender for player of the season for you?
Yes. If it wasn't for Cal Wootton, I'd be voting for Odin Bailey.
Yeah, same. Yeah, I think Wootton, Bailey, Norwood is, you'd imagine, going to be the top three.
It should be.
Can't say it's going to be. I think Hills will be in fourth, you'd imagine, and then I think everyone else besides that. Paul White, Jack Diamond's a great shout for the one against Wickham is a very good shout as well. I'd have that up there because the technique was fantastic with that.
Yeah.
Especially because it seemed like he'd overrun it as well and just ran out of ideas, and then like minimal backlift and does that. Yeah, superb.
Do you think Hills being injured for the last part of the season will cost him Young Player of the Season award?
No, I don't think so, because there's not a lot of competition in that area. For all we've tried to sign younger players, most of them just haven't worked out. I mean, most of them have gone out on loan.
Ethan Pye, Owen Dodson is one. Hills, Corey Edwards, Lewis Bate, Lewis Fiorini, Josh Stokes, Brecky Anderson, Malik Mothersill, Shea Gardner.
I mean, it's Hills or Pye then, isn't it? But it should be Hills, because he's played better than Pye has this season, I think. He's rescued Ethan Pye on a number of occasions. So, yeah, it should be Hills, young player, I think.
Yeah. I do think Nord will probably win Player of the Season, like Mark just said, even though he shouldn't.
Never underestimate the decisions some people will make when it comes to these things. I mean,
the most important one is player's player. Whoever wins that will deserve it.
Yeah, that's the one, isn't it? Yeah, it's going to be Wootton or Norwood. That I think I would like it if the players did pick someone like Odin Bailey, but I think they always tend to go for a mainstay, don't they?
Yeah,
I'm fine with it. Again, though, I'm assuming there'll be no awards evening again.
It says they'll be announced. The awards will be given.
It didn't seem to happen last year, did it?
Well,
that's a better way of doing it. Yeah, if they're going to say they're doing it like that, yeah.
This year's will be presented to players on the pitch following the conclusion of our league game against Peterborough United. So supporters are encouraged to remain in their seats at full time and join in the celebration. Yeah,
but what if we've just lost and dropped out of the playoff spots? What? Imagine that, having to stay behind. And mind you, by all accounts, there was Luton fans leaving before the trophy lift.
There was.
Which is very... And it's not like they've got far to go home. you know, if you've got like a 4 or 5 hour journey back, you can sort of understand it slightly more. But at the same time, this is the trophy lift is the one thing that the day has centered around. That's what it's all about. And then that's very odd.
Stinks of Lloyd Montrose Gate. Remember that?
That was hilarious. Even in the banter years, we never lost the capacity to be absolutely mental. Oh, that's why he's left. No, it's not why he's left. He's left because he's been offered a contract by League One Championship at the time.
They were the champ, weren't they?
Yeah, so that's probably why he's left, lads. Yeah, because he's going to retire from football a year ago, and now he's been offered a move to a Championship club. That'll probably be it. Yeah. Christ, I actually asked him about that, and he just laughed. He couldn't. I think he said he missed it at the time. Like he didn't really pick up on it, but yeah, when I mentioned it to him, he was just like, "That's absolutely bonkers, genuine." It would have been funny if he'd turned around and gone, "Yeah, fuck him, I did. That's why I went." Although interestingly, there was another contract on the table from County. As we discovered when we did the live show with him, there was another contract on the table from County, and Peterborough's was only slightly more. Peterborough didn't pay him a lot more than County, but we could only give him like 1 or 2 years max, whereas he got a 3-year contract there. So I think it was 1 year we offered him because we didn't know. Obviously, we were hanging on for a takeover and didn't know whether we'd be full time or part time by that point. So could only offer him.
If he'd have stayed, he'd have been one getting in the back of the Football League with us, wouldn't he? Same as Duxbury.
Yeah, I wonder if Scott Duxbury ever just thinks like, oh, because he would have been. I think he would have been our starting left back all the way to like League Two, possibly even League One. He's still young enough.
Yeah.
Oh, what could have been, eh? What could have been? Right, is there anything else you want to cover before we wrap up, mate?
No, I don't think so.
So we'll be back on Sunday night, looking back at the long trips to Wimbledon and Exeter. Staying in London this week, are they not?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, Brentford, training at Brentford.
But I like the whole this calling in favours from other clubs. So obviously, having Carrington, we've got a bargaining chip there to trade with these other clubs when they come up here. And yeah, it'd be quite likely that Brentford will come up to play United or City or even Liverpool or Everton, and they'll use Carrington. I like that. Is Cruz Beckham still there? Can we get him on loan?
Do you remember that?
Oh, he's in a band now, isn't he?
He's in a band. Quite good, actually.
They're quite good. They're really going to suffer from... He should have just called... Because it's Cruz Beckham as well. That's the name they've gone under. It's like, no, just go under the band name and just... All right. Obviously not got his singing ability from his mother. So that's... Oh, no, they are actually quite good. It really annoyed me.
Yeah.
Really. I suppose one of those children has to be good at something. Brooklyn isn't. Right, yes. Don't forget to like and rate and review and subscribe and all that is much appreciated. Thank you to everyone who's tuned in. Thank you to everyone who's got involved in the chat. Your Ian Howards, your Mark Morleys, your Paul Whites, your Matt Bryans, the usual suspects and some unusual ones. Been nice to have some new names in there. And hopefully we'll see them back on Sunday night, will we not? Dave, why don't you say goodbye to the new people in the chat and then you say goodbye to the nice people who've been watching?
Goodbye to the new people in the chat and the nice people who've been watching. Some of you might fit into both of those, but goodbye.
Yeah, I think they do, looking at those names. So well done, everyone. Well done. And I will take this opportunity to say goodbye to the horrible people. Continue being horrible, and we'll see you on Sunday. Bye, everyone.